If you're watching the national news this morning, Wednesday, the 21st of February, you probably saw this report of a damaged inner leading edge slat on a Boeing 757 aircraft on United's flight 354 from San Francisco to Boston that diverted here to Denver. Let's check it out. So this is the inboard leading edge slat of this 757, just inboard of the right engine. And the passenger is filming it as it touches down here. And it'll be interesting to see if the reverse thrust makes any impact. There goes the spoiler panels, the ground spoiler panels. There goes the thrust reverser opening up. And it doesn't change or damage the leading edge slat any further. But you can see the honeycomb structure, the thin honeycomb structure of this leading edge slat. So the leading edge slat moves with the flaps for takeoff and landing, and then they retract back up and form the leading edge of the wing during cruise flight. But it's a very thin section of honeycomb material, this trailing edge area of this leading edge slat. And you can see the difference in color. The gray color is the honeycomb part of the structure, and then there's this line, and then you got the aluminum leading edge just forward of that. And it looks like they also suffered some damage here on the inboard leading edge of the wing behind the slat. So what caused this slat damage, don't know. If we could zoom in on that right there, I think that says no step. Did somebody step on that and crunch it up? Or is this just a matter of age? Or is this a matter of water intrusion getting in there and causing this thing to fail eventually? Now, from a pilot's perspective, you're probably not going to notice this amount of damage on the leading edge slat. As long as the slats open and close normally, there'll be no warning indication in the cockpit. And of course, the cockpit is so far forward in these jets, you cannot look back. You can't even see the wingtips of your wings from the cockpit of the aircraft, let alone these inboard leading edge slats. So it's going to take a observant passenger to notice that the gremlin, the William Shatner gremlin on the leading edge of the wing has taken a big bite out of this leading edge slat, and it's going to take a conversation with the pilots before they come up with a plan to make the diversion into Denver. But unless they see a picture of this, they're going to have to rely on your description of what this looks like in order to make that decision. About the only thing you might feel from a pilot's perspective is a slight different rumbling or vibration of the aircraft with this amount of damage. But obviously the aircraft flew just fine. This is a 1994 model 757. And of course, Boeing has been in the news, and in this article here, they bring up all the latest problems with Boeing. But the only issue this really brings up with Boeing is the fact that we need new jets. This is a nearly 30-year-old jet, and it's supposed to be the Boeing 737 MAX-10 that was going to be the most stretched version of the 737 that was to replace the great Boeing 757, one of the greatest designs Boeing ever created. But now, with all the problems of Boeing, that certification process for the Dash 10 has been put off to the end of this year and might not be until 2025 before they actually fly the prototype of the Dash 10. And United Airlines is considering a different aircraft altogether because they're thinking, well, we can't count on Boeing to come up with a Dash 10 aircraft in time to replace these aging 757s. Thanks so much for your support of this channel, especially the folks over on Patreon that make this content possible. See you here.